Welcome to the Social Ninjas podcast. I am your co-host Kyle Mitchell. Join with me as always, the other co-host Jeremy Green. What is up?
Oh, Kyle, I love the energy today. Let's go. I'm
Espresso.
doing well. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm joking.
We also have a very special guest with us today, which
Yeah, we do.
I forgot to ask if I'm going to pronounce your last name right or not, but it's Natasha Grano. Am I right?
Yeah, you did. You said it right. Hey, guys. I'm so excited to be here today, all the way from London.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the best British accent. I'm not even going to try.
Yeah? Well, don't worry. My American's not great either. But then I have a transatlantic accent where I've traveled so much. So it just kind of, you get these accents as you pick them up as you go around the world, which I think is beautiful because it means you just have your own voice.
How come I've traveled everywhere, but I feel like my voice sounds the same?
I feel like the American accent's really strong, and so it doesn't tend to get nudged very easily. Unless you go sort of, because I find a lot of Brits who go to like the Australias come back with quite a strong accent after a few years, because it's got like a really like cute twang to it. But you know, I think it's the same with Brits who go to America. But Americans who come to Britain I have girlfriends who have been here 20 years and only now have they got they sound sort of American British, you know?
Cool. So back to the podcast.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I love that, though.
Oh my God. Yeah.
All right. So for people who don't know who you are, like, can you tell us a little bit about your background and what you do?
Of course. So that was a very good British accent. So I'm a international speaker. I'm a mindset coach. I'm an author to my book, The Action Plan, and maybe have something coming soon. And I look after people all over the world. I speak on stages and try and change their lives and just generally try and spread my light and help people.
Beautiful. So how did you get into that? Like, tell us the journey you went through.
So it kind of like fell into me. It was like just given to me from God or the universe, however you want to say it. It literally just fell into my lap, and I knew it was something I had to do, but you're going to ask what that thing was. How did it just suddenly like drop into my lap? So I was very ill at the time, about 4 years ago. And in the space of 1 year ago, 4 years ago, I went through the worst times of my life. I got ill. I went through a divorce. I had to move back in with my family. I became broke. I gave birth and I was a single mom. So everything just went wrong that could have gone wrong in my life. And it was from the point of my illness that this career came to me, because I remember standing in the mirror one day at my weakest point where I'd lost myself. I'd lost my sparkle. Imagine losing the fun Jeremy, or the part of you, the fun Kyle, the bit that like excites you and is inspired and lives because you're alive. That flame inside of you, that had just gone almost. It felt like I was going to die, and actually I could have done from the illness, and it was just so terrible. And so from that, I was traveling very badly. That's when the illness, it flared up when I got to where I was going at the time. And I was there, and I remember looking in the mirror on my mother's wedding thinking, so I was about to go down and be a bridesmaid for her they were in South Africa at the time, and she was going to walk down the aisle, and I just remember standing there not being able to almost make this wedding. I had to like force myself to even just to be there for the ceremony because I was so ill, but the anxiety had gotten so bad because of the illness, because that's something that came with it. And so because of that, I remember looking in the mirror and saying to myself, like, come on, like, you're going to be fine, like a real like self-talk. And then that's when I started to, first of all, learn these tips that I had to experience them myself and go through it and know that these were things that I wasn't just going to use to benefit my life, but I was going to use these to benefit other people's lives in the future. So anyway, I was listening to a motivational video, and I've now made one, which is so funny because at the time it was Denzel Washington I was listening to 4 years ago, and now I have one of my own, and I've written, when it's out there, all over the internet, and I said the same thing. I want everybody to watch this every day if you're suffering from something or you feel like you need a breakthrough, because the same way that I listened to my one every single day, I was able to get out of this rut. But that video alone wasn't the only thing. I had to take these steps, and that's hence where the book came from, to cure myself. And so I felt very lost, and I had to get myself out of that place. And I said, right, you know what, not only am I going to heal myself, I'm going to go on and help people, and I'm going to write about it, and I'm going to use these methods to teach people to overcome sadness, depression, illness, self-sabotage, mental illness, everything that I went through and more, and that others have been through. And I just decided, like, this is my calling. I knew it. It was so profound. And I just was determined that my message would go viral. And I had the blessing of, that happening like about a year ago, which was amazing. I hit 1 million followers. Now I'm pushing to 2, and I've got millions of followers across all my platforms. So for me, it was very much about making that message to go viral. I didn't just want to have something which was going to just sit there and not help people. I wanted to use my platform to help others. So hopefully that answers your question.
It does. I'm going to go straight into it. Like, what are the steps you took?
Absolutely. So, okay, well, one of the very first things that I did, as I told you, is I listened to something that was super inspiring, super motivational. So my video that I've now made for people is basically me explaining how you are going to get out of that breakthrough. You are out of that mess and have a breakthrough. You are going to be able to move on. You are going to see a different day. This is just a bad phase. It's just a phase that you're going through. So that's the very first thing, is listening to something inspirational every single day on repeat, because it takes 21 days to form a small habit. It takes 66 days to form a bigger habit. So you want to be doing something that really is embedded, something that really is helping you to change. Okay, so that's the very first thing to do. To have a breakthrough, another thing that you want to do is you want to step into your future self. Okay, so when you let go to the biology of your past self, when you let go of what you think you are, and where all these labels you've attached to yourself, limiting beliefs that you've attached to yourself, once you learn how to let go of those, you almost shake them off, and it's like you're reborn. It's true, within a certain amount of time, where literally our body is completely new again. Every cell is changing, so it's no different with what we're thinking. So the next thing that I would do is I would look at myself in the mirror every single day, and I would stand crying most of the time because you feel so low. I wanted to kill myself. I was almost suicidal. I was like, this is it for me. What's the point in me being here if I can't get out of bed, if I can't think about anything other than this? And the worst thing about it, and I was like, obviously it's so depressing in those times. You can't get your headspace out of it. And I didn't want to take the medications and things like that, because I had already taken the meds. You know this? So I'd already taken the meds, and then I decided I've got to do something else, which is also going to help me. And actually, I used mind over matter with the skills I'm about to tell you just some of. And the rest are in my book as well, the action plan. But a lot of it is based upon what I'm about to explain. So when you look in the mirror and you do this very small thing every day, and you just look at yourself and you just forgive yourself, you just say, it's okay. I forgive you. And it's really weird. You actually, when you talk to yourself in the mirror, it feels really odd. It feels like you're having an out of body experience almost. You feel like, this is so funny. It feels weird, but you just go with it, and you start to look in your eyes, and then your eyes are like another person almost, and you're talking to yourself. And you just look at yourself, and you just have innocence and love and compassion. And you just start to say, you're going to be fine. Okay, now you want to amp it up. Now you put your motivational video on and you blast that shit out so loudly. You turn it up, or you turn up your favorite music. Okay, you really want to avoid the heavy metal and stuff like that, even though we may love it, because you want to listen to stuff which is much more in a different frequency, written in a certain frequency, stuff which is written in 432 hertz or a 528 hertz. These are healing frequencies, love frequencies. A lot of Michael Jackson stuff was written in this. A lot of Enya is written in this. But anyway, choose what makes your heart feel alive. Put it on, turn it up so loudly, and stand in that mirror and own it and look at yourself and say, you are amazing. You are, and then start just affirming stuff to yourself. Now, you can do the I ams, you can do it however you want, but just say it to yourself. Like, I am going to be better. I am better. Like, I'm leaving this disease behind. I'm leaving this illness behind. I'm leaving this self-sabotage behind. I'm leaving that guy behind. I'm leaving that girl behind. Like, I am over it. I'm walking on from this. But you amp it up by turning on the music, because your body starts to resonate higher. You feel alive. You feel excited. The music gets you elevated. And then from there, you start to boost your life and manifest if you want. And you just feel amazing. Do it with headphones if you don't have speakers. And if you don't have speakers, then put your phone next to your ear. Do something and feel it. Just put the music on and then listen to that video every day. I've got one on YouTube. I think it's under like, watch this every day under my name. But anyway, and it's a motivational video. Just listen every day. Feel it until shit starts to change. So that is 2 major tips. Now, there's another one which I did. Okay. So this is a basic tool, okay, that I did. So what I would do is I would just breathe. I would take time away from all my devices, from anything that is head messing me, and I would breathe. So I'm a big believer in conscious breathing. You've got all different kinds. You've got holotropic, you've got transcendental, you've got all kinds of breathing. Breathing is something we don't do enough of consciously. We do it all the time. We're so blessed that the breath keeps coming, because as long as that breath keeps coming, you are alive. And so you got to own it. You don't want to exist. You want to live. You want to feel. You don't just want to exist in the world. You want to achieve in the world. Because if you are not believing, you're shrinking. If you're not learning, you're dying. If you're not evolving, you're devolving. And if you're not earning, you're depreciating. So you've got to step into yourself and know how to transition. And so what we do is we step into who we are, and we do some breathing for this. So what you can do is you can sit on your own. I want you to just, if you're listening now, write notes, because this is all things that are going to help you. Take 5 minutes minimum a day. I'd love you to do it 3 times a day, but if you can, let's go for gold. Do 2 lots of 20 minutes. Okay. The real experts, we kind of do it about 3 times a day. 20-minute chunks. So what you do, this is different to meditation, by the way. Meditation is a whole different thing. So what you do is, for breathing, there's so many different forms. If you just want to get out the moment, something is stressing you, anxiety levels are high. Now, bear in mind, I used to have panic attacks 3 times a day. That's what happened from my illness. I could barely go out. I could barely hold my newborn son. Do you understand? The level that I have been through was bad. So whatever you are going through, I've been through something as bad or worse, because everybody suffers from things in different ways. Panic, you feel like you're having a heart attack. The ambulance came, I don't know how many times. Okay. And that's on top of what I was actually going through. So, you know, everybody suffers from different things, but here's how you can change your life today. You don't have to be in that stuff. There are certain things you can't escape, but this stuff will help your mental health and help you to get out of what you're going through to feel good. So breathe. You ready? You're going to inhale through your nose, because in your nose, we produce nitric oxide. We want to breathe through our nose, because when we breathe through our nose, we produce more of this stuff, which widens the arteries, decreases blood pressure, and increases the blood flow to all the organs. Humming can also increase your inhaled nitric oxide, like that. that increases the nitric oxide the same way. This is something which is so easy. So you inhale through the nose. Now you could do this at your laptop, walking out in, wherever you are. You just deep inhale for about 4 seconds, hold it for about 2, and out for 5 or 6, calmly. Now look, when you inhale through your nose, we're not looking for this. You're not inhaling properly. Drop the shoulders, put your hand on your belly, and your belly should be going out as your diaphragm goes down and in, okay? Okay? And do these breaths. Deep breath in for 4. Hold it for 2. And out for 6. It's so profound. And do this for about 3 to 5 minutes. Ideally, you want to do only 5-6 breaths per minute. That is the dream. When you get to that place, you're in a really good state of mind. Now you can go back to your work. Now you can go back to whatever you're doing, because you will see the world just a little bit different. Your head won't feel quite as fuzzed. This helps with headaches, migraines, stress. Sometimes I feel like my head is going to explode. And then my son runs in and jumps on me. Like, he's jumped on me at least 3-4 times in live shows. Like, and you know, we have help in the house, but he still finds his way in to attack mommy. Now I have to deal with that. But that's fine, because I have my ways, and I go calmly into it, and I know how to take it in, you know. But there are moments when I feel like, oh my God, like you want to cry and you're melting, and you just feel like, how is this, you know, single mom? Like, how do I do this world? You know, how do I, it's everything, how? And you just pause again and you do your breathing. And then you can slowly start to channel through, whether you're into chakras or not, but here you just channel from the universe like an answer. Just ask your soul, ask your inner self, what do I do now? Why is this happening to me? And just sit peacefully and wait for an answer. Meditation doesn't have to be this. It doesn't have to be anything religious, dogma, none of it. Meditation is to calm your soul. It's to calm you. It's to connect with the world. And it is so beautiful. So just breathe. So if you don't have the time, which I'm sure you do, to even go into a bathroom and sit. Sometimes I've got loads of people in my house and everybody's coming over and, you know, everyone wants to do something and have fun. And my son's there screaming, and I'll just go into the bathroom and just sit on my own for 2 minutes in the dark. And I'll just breathe. And I come out, I'm like, hey guys. And I almost feel like high on my breath. That is when you know you are doing your breathing work well. That's like holotropic breathing. You know you are doing it so good. You can take on anything. It's better than any drug. It's amazing. And it's free for all of us. And it's here because it happens all the time. So if you just sat at your desk, this is the best thing to do. Take little sticky notes and stick them on your laptop, on your bathroom door, wherever you are, or on the back of your phone. And just say, breathe. Whenever you see that sticky note, remember to just carry on what you're doing, dancing, whatever you're doing, or having a stress attack, wherever you are, and just start doing your breaths.
You got inhale the nose 4 seconds, hold it for 2 seconds, and then exhale in the mouth for 6 seconds, correct?
Yeah, that's it. Now there's another type of breathing you can do. It's called box breathing. It's super known, this one. So you breathe in for 4, you hold for 4, you exhale for 4, you inhale for 4. Sorry, you hold for 4, you inhale for 4, you hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4, in for 4, hold for 4. Do you get it? And that one is really nice. Just box breathing. For anyone that is new to breathing, that's probably a really good one to do. So have a look at that. But the best thing to clear your mind really is to do breathing. You want another tip?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So this is when I was talking about imagining your future self. So at the moment, imagine the place that you might be in. So the place that I'm trying to think of where you guys might be at, because I know where I was at, and it was feeling terrible. It was feeling so bad. So what did I do? I would imagine my future self. So I want you guys to put this down as your next tip. So you're going to imagine your future self in all your glory. So I want you to write down the answers to these questions, okay? What energizes you? So you can either write this now or write it later, but write the question down, and then you're going to spend time on this later, okay? Take 10 minutes. What energizes you? What do you love to do the most? What do you spend your money on? Like, where does your money go? What's your biggest thing? So do you love to buy stuff for the home? Do you like love to shop? You know, where or what do you actually spend it on? Is it, oh my God, you waste loads on like a can of Coke every day, like 5 cans, like that you're doing with this stuff? Where is there most order in your life? Where is there the most good routine and something that just everything goes right? Where is that in your life? Because what you're going to find is there is manic chaos in the areas that you do not value as much. Any area that we don't value and we neglect, you're going to find chaos in. So if I have an area that I don't focus on, that's the area that really I need to start looking at, because that's the area that's bringing the whole squad down. So then what you want to do is you want to answer these next set of questions. So you want to think about what contribution can you offer to the world? What can you do or your business do to contribute to the world? Because what we're trying to do here is take 2 really cool things in. One, the problem of yourself. When you stop thinking about yourself, you think about other people. That is the quickest way to get better, is to actually help other people. And I'm going to talk in a second briefly about the things that are connecting and disconnecting in this world. But you want to focus on the things which are for other people and serving others. And then you have to answer the final question. What do you want? What do you want in your life? So now we have a little plan of sort of what you're up to and where you want to go. And we look at it and we think, okay, so I'm really lacking in this area. I need to fix this. And ultimately, what do I want to do? But the second thing that's really cool about contribution is when you solve problems for others, that's a business. Successful entrepreneurs, successful people solve problems. The bigger the problem you solve, the wealthier you're going to be. The bigger problems you solve, the bigger your company's going to be. It's simple. When you solve problems for people, that's entrepreneurship. And so you have something to look forward to now if you're going from one side to the other. And so what you really want to do is look at these things, okay, and really evaluate them. Have a look another week later, but at least start with this today. Now, the thing that I was going to say a second ago was you want to look in your world at the things that you've planted. Now, this is one of my final big tips that I want to give you. Sorry, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. So I think it's like dust around me. So what you want to do is, what are you planting into your garden? Okay, I use this all the time. Your garden is so sacred. Your garden is you. What are you planting into your garden? Are you planting things like compassion and joy and love? If you are not planting things of inspiration, excitement, all the things we've just said, then what are you planting? And that therefore tells you want to only do things in your life which feel like one of those: compassionate, joy, love, inspired, excitement feelings. You want to only do things that feel like that, because those things are connecting and aligning you, your mind, your body, and your soul, together. They're connecting you to the universe. They're connecting you to your purpose. If you are not doing things which are not connecting, you're doing things which are disconnecting. And if you're doing disconnecting things, those are the things like binge eating, binge watching movies, drinking way too much, acidic things, right? There's alkaline and acidic. You want to be in a more alkaline body. Alkaline bodies are healthy. Acidic bodies are the drugs, the cigarettes, the this, the that, the negativity, the stress. That's all on that section. You don't want that. Ciao. Okay? You want to be in the positive, alkaline state. So you got to do things which connect you, not disconnect you. So start to look at that. Have a look and think, oh my gosh, this person's an energy vampire. This person's draining me. I don't want to be around this person. These are all disconnecting people, disconnecting things. Get away from it. Don't even bother going near it anymore. You need to change your life. You owe nothing to anyone. That also needs to stop. So that's your decision today to do that. You're going to have a breakthrough. If you want to do all these tips, you're going to have a breakthrough. But you got to do them and do them and do them, because consistency is key. So fill your day with your new connecting things, not disconnecting things. And as you do that, you're planting your seeds in your garden that you want to reap later. But you got to feel them. You got to feel good things. Start with your music. Then we do the positive feeling in the mirror, the like power talk to yourself. We do it with our motivational video. We add in our breathing every other day, every day, all the time, whenever you can. And then we add in a nice little, you can call it a journal, just some notes to yourself, just to reflect every now and then, once a week. Look back on these. Has it changed? You know, is anything staying the same? What the areas of chaos, have they gone? And then we start to think, I'm really connecting, and now I'm manifesting. Because when I connected, when I finally got off my high horse, I fell off my pedestal, I jumped off, I just let go and let God, and just said, these methods are going to work. And they did. Suddenly I was like, how is this happening? I'm manifesting all the time. It's amazing. Once you get an alignment, you too can do it. You too can have anything, but you first must get into alignment and do things which connect you, not disconnect you. I hope this helped.
Yeah, that was awesome. The breathing makes me think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like that would be a good way to like replace cigarettes. Like, cause you talk about like your son jumped on you and like, you know, getting you all flustered that like might want someone to like go and try to take a de-stress or whatever with the cigarette or whatever. That kind of seems like a good replacement.
I can actually talk about that further, what you just said, because I've studied this one. So when we inhale, bear in mind, I used to smoke, you know, I used to be a heavy smoker. You know, I'm not saying that I'm a saint. I still go out and have a nice dinner, and I might have a cigar like from time to time, but I'm not addicted. That thing does not control me. I control it. I say, I'm going to have a bit of you and I'm going to put you out. It's like alcohol. I'm going to have half a glass, and that's it. You know, I choose it because I'm over my addictions. They don't rule me anymore. And I don't even have to be cold and clean of any of it to feel, oh my God, I can't go near it. I'd be terrified. No, because I've changed my DNA from here at a seed level, and that is possible. So what I was going to say was, when you inhale, it's the hit of smoke, right? It's your breathing. So smoking is breathing. Look, but from your mouth, which is bad, and hyperventilation happens that way. So you just learn to do breathing. You can do the Wim Hof breathing method. You can do, there's millions of them out there. You just got to, you know, have a little look online. I'm going to have a really cool resource coming soon about this, but you can do like in your nose, out your mouth 30 times. That's the Wim Hof one. And then you hold your breath at the end. Have a look on his site for anyone that wants to know more details, because you can go into that. But basically, there are other ways that you can get the same hit from a cigarette. And it's by not inhaling through the mouth, but doing the breathing instead. But doing it where you feel, wow, that was cool. and you get that same release. But that is what smoking is. It's breathing. We crave to do breathing exercise. We just don't know it.
Oh, so we should be inhaling cigarettes through our nose then. No, just kidding.
Definitely.
Oh
Oh my God. Can you imagine someone read that and was like, whoa. Oh my
So
God.
the cigarettes is like forcing you to do that perfect breathing.
Cigarettes is, yeah. And it's an addiction because you're addicted to the breathing. So when you get addicted to the breathing in the right way, without the nicotine and without the inhale of the bad chemicals, you're addicted to something else. It's breathing.
I like that. I want a shirt that says I'm addicted to breathing. Laugh.
T-shirt idea, write that down. All right.
That is actually, someone should do that. That's like a slogan right there. Oh my God. You guys, I love your t-shirts as well, and your hoodies with everything. So what does it say? I'm
on your team. It's part of a global movement I started in quarantine called Join Team Human. I was talking to a stranger in every country in the world, and then I decided let's just do a movement. Join Team Human.
Amazing. I love it. It's so special. And you guys really help so many people with what they're going through. And it's so nice that you have, guests on here. And I feel so grateful to be here. Thank you for having me and letting me help serve the world. And
Perfect segue. If you had one message for the world, what would that message be?
Do you know what? It would actually have to be my opening thing that I said. If you're not believing, you're shrinking. So believe in yourself and your dreams will come true. I would really focus. Yeah, that would be it. Because if you're honestly without believing, you actually have nothing. It doesn't matter how much I tell you today. It doesn't matter how much you guys say. It doesn't matter how much the doctor says. It doesn't matter how much your mentor says. See, I had a mentor, had the blessing of having a mentor. But if you can't get a mentor, you've got to do stuff like get involved in ways, resources, courses, books, anything you can to get your breakthrough. I've got so much free content you guys can go and grab and get help with to take your life to the next level. And feel free to check that out, of course, on my website. But anybody can access things if they want to, but you've got to believe. You've got to just believe you're going to get better and you're going to heal and you're going to have a better life.
Amazing.
Very grateful to have you.
Thank you so much, guys. Well, I really look forward to catching up. And yeah, anyway, for anyone that wants to keep in touch, I love it when you guys tell me your success stories and things. So feel free to DM me on Instagram. It's at Natasha Grano. I'm sure you guys will add all the tags and stuff. But
we got your back.
Thank you for having me. It was beautiful to be here today.
Beautiful. Let's take a quick picture.
Okay.
Beautiful. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Definitely give us a 29 star or a 5-star, I guess. And until next week, we'll see you next week. Oh yeah, I forgot. Don't forget, if you're not believing, you're shrinking.
There we go. That's my line. Nice to meet you all.